And we are live. I got my kombucha here. So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So quick announcement, if you are new to my channel, my name is Sam and I make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. However, while I'm on vacation, I want to spend as much time with my family, so I am just going to be posting on Mondays. I'm gonna miss you guys. To have that family time and kind of a social media detox in a way, just a little bit. I will be active on my Instagram, so you can follow me there. It's almost my 6-month anniversary of being vegan. By the time you guys see this video, that anniversary will have passed. It will already be my 6 months. And I thought that that would be a good time to really talk about how my body has changed. I remember wanting to make this video when I first went vegan. I was already thinking about this video, like I can't wait to kind of document and really, like, I wrote down so many changes in notes in my phone that we're going to talk about. Everything from mindset to energy to bloating to my booty. So grab a coffee, a kombucha, whatever you want. I almost got started. Favorite kombucha. It's the Health Aid Ginger Lemon. It is so good. So I wrote all the categories that I want to talk about on notes in my phone. That way I don't forget anything. But the first category I have is mindset. So just my overall mindset, because that's part of your body. And energy. So I definitely want to talk about this because a lot of times when people want to get healthier, they're just thinking this part, right? Like they forget about, you know, mental health, your positivity, all of that plays a role. You're never going to be able to fix any of this if you don't fix here first. That's just one of the most important things. And if you think about it, if you have a strong enough why and you're positive, you're going to be able to really transform your body with whatever fitness goals you have, weight loss goals, weight gain goals, putting on muscle goals, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever your personal goals are. The healthier mindset you can get in, the faster you're going to achieve those goals because you're going to be sticking with it. So instead of, you know, doing it a little bit and then quitting and then having to re-pick up again, all that takes time and you have to factor that in. You have a really good why, which I did when I first went vegan. That's why I've never quit. By the way, I just wanted to put that out there that I've never caved and had, I don't know, chicken finger. But I did just want to throw that out there that I have such a strong why, and I encourage you to have a really strong why too if this is something that you want to do. And with fitness goals in general, even if it has nothing to do with veganism, just overall, if you have a strong enough why, it's going to make it so much easier and you're not really going to cave. First month I was vegan, I just felt really connected. Actually, the first 2 weeks I went vegan, I felt so connected. It's a really weird feeling at first because you start to look at everything completely different. Now, before I went vegan, my dad did pass away, and that kind of inspired a lot of me Googling things that were happening in the world, and I was looking at life and death completely differently because that was the first person I lost, and it's my father. Like, losing your dad, losing a parent is just one of the most heartbreaking things you can go through. You really do value life a lot more. Different things, like I remember when my dad first passed away and I got this signal from a bird and I just felt like that was my dad for a second. Like he came down to warn me because after I got the phone call that my dad died, this bird wouldn't stop like pecking at my window, and that had never happened before. I thought that and I just felt really weird. Like I felt like my dad's presence was there. After that, Jared had come upstairs and he was like, "This is really weird, but this crow won't stop pecking at the window." And I'm having like a weird feeling it's your dad. Sorry, Harpy was begging to come in. Look who it is, it's Harpy. So, Jared, he believes in God, but he's not as spiritual as me. We always joke around about law of attraction stuff that he's like, I still don't know if I believe in any of that. The fact that he said that about the crow made me think that I wasn't crazy, and it made me feel like my dad's presence was there. I started Googling death a lot, like what happens when you die and afterlife and all of that, and I was reading so much about the connection that we're all one. Like that was really the common theme. Plants to animals to this world, like we're just connected. Me and Jared were traveling a lot, and I came home and I was like, yeah, I just want to give up meat. That's it. I don't want to eat it anymore. I want to feel that love. And I have to say, the first 2 weeks I felt that love. Like I felt like, yes. So I would say when you first go vegan, your mindset does change and you do start to feel more positive, especially if those are the reasons you're going vegan. Sorry guys, we did a change of room. I moved over here because I didn't want to lose any more daylight in there. It's at the end of the day. Normally I film in the beginning of the day. When I first went vegan, my energy was like, it was bad, guys. Like I just felt very tired, I constantly wanted to sleep. I constantly wanted to take a nap. Energy was down here. So if you're going through any sort of diet, or you're giving up food, or you're going vegan or vegetarian or keto or whatever you're doing, if you're doing some sort of diet change, expect that because it's normal. So just try to power through. And so I powered through, I didn't give up, and then that's when my energy just kind of shot up, and it was really great. At some points it was a little difficult too though, because I would find it hard to go to sleep because my energy was so high, and I was like, I would say the first 3 months were my highest energy, and I just felt really good. Like, you know, when you're working out consistently and you start to have all this confidence and your hormones are feeling it and you're feeling yourself and you're feeling really good. That's how the first 3 months of going vegan felt for me. Even though I was farting a lot. I had a ton of vegan farts in the beginning I talked about in previous videos. I was just overall feeling really good, and a big part of that was because I incorporated more carbs into my diet. So before, most of my channel weight loss wise, I was eating meat, but I was also doing low carb. When you go vegan, you still don't have to go too high carb if you don't want to. Definitely eating more carbs than I used to eat. So with that being said, of course carbs give you energy. So of course I have more energy. Carbs give you energy. Now one thing you do have to keep in mind is I was eating good carbs, so complex carbs, you know, my sweet potatoes, my quinoa, my brown rice. I wasn't eating like french fries and white bread. And I would say I overall just do a balance of everything. I'll have lean things, I'll have lean salads, but then I'll have a high carb dinner, I'll have a low carb breakfast, I'll have like a protein shake or something. So I would say everything is kind of a balance for me. I don't like stick to like one thing or another. Definitely incorporating more carbs into my diet has helped with energy and overall just feeling really good. Like, I do a lot in the day. I don't know about you guys, but I do a lot in the day, and I need to have the energy to do those things, you know, to film, edit, upload, you know, work on my own personal goals, work on my fitness goals, take care of my dogs, you know, make sure they're getting walks, make sure they're playing, you know, hang out with my friends. So I have a lot to do in the day, in the week, and I find that just a vegan lifestyle works for my body. It just really does. It works for my personality, it works for my lifestyle. So the next category I want to talk about is skin, and not just skin on my face, just overall skin. I think the culprit for me with congested pores was cheese, milk, and butter. Now, it's not that I used to like drink whole milk and I just sit there and just like drink a glass of milk. I have not done that since, I don't think ever. When we were kids, my mom was just anti-milk. Like, she didn't like us to drink milk when we were little. Of course, if you're having things in your coffee with milk in it, that's milk. And before, I didn't really think of things like that. Like, when people would say, oh yeah, milk makes you break out, I'd be like, nah, I don't drink milk. When meanwhile, I'm putting half and half in my coffee, or, you know, I'm using a coffee creamer that has milk in it. So I was still ingesting milk. For me, going dairy-free was huge because I've been vegetarian before, but the thing with vegetarian, guys, is if you're giving up meat but you're still eating dairy products, what I want you to do is try to go some days dairy-free because it feels amazing, and I feel like that's one of the best benefits of going vegan. So even though health wasn't the reason I went vegan, I'm getting the benefits of just feeling good from the inside out. I've talked about in previous videos that I feel like the skin on my face, like my face has really cleared up. Not that I had a ton of breakouts, but I would get the normal hormonal cheek breakouts a lot. But the skin on my body really cleared up too. I would get, you know, back pimples. I would get discoloration on my arms and legs sometimes. Like, nothing so noticeable, but now that it's not there, I'm like, oh, like, wow, my skin is really clear. I used to always get so red, and I don't know if that had something to do with not being vegan or not, but that is a change I've noticed. Now when I get a pimple, I just kind of leave it alone. So I still get pimples. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, vegan has changed my life. I always have high energy. I'm always positive, and I have glowing skin. Like, no, that's not real life. Some days I get depressed about things. Some days I really miss my dad, and some days just life kicks you in the butt and you're just like, whoa, today is a bad day. Yeah, that still happens, and sometimes I don't have a ton of energy. But what I'm saying in the majority of this video is that these are things that I've noticed consistently, if that makes sense. Okay, so now let's talk about things that you guys really want to know, and that is, do you gain weight when you go vegan? Do you get more bloated? And yeah. So the first few weeks, like the first 3 weeks, I actually lost weight, and me and Jared, we both went vegan around the same time, and we looked that up because he did too. And it's very normal, especially when you're getting rid of a lot of these products or getting rid of animal products in general. You can tend to kind of detox your body, so it's normal to lose weight in the beginning. I think me and him would have continued to lose weight or stayed the same if we had not gone to Vermont. So if you guys already follow me and Jared did go on a ski trip, and that was pretty new when we first went vegan. It was like a month into being vegan, we went away. And I think between airport food and then eating when we were at home, we sort of got some bad habits and also tried some delicious vegan treats and fast food and that kind of stuff. And when you're traveling, I just want to put this out there to anybody that's also transitioning into being vegan or currently is. When you're traveling, you can probably agree with me on this. Your main priority usually, like, I try to have as many healthy options as I can. You know, even in the airport now, sometimes they have carrot sticks and celery and that kind of stuff. Although sometimes it looks really gross and sad. You're like, how long has that been sitting there? But for the most part, our main priority is staying vegan, right? Like just not giving into, you know, dairy and animal product and all of that. So I think when we went away, we kind of got into some bad habits that we ended up bringing with us. So I think that that is why we ended up gaining weight. And now we're in the position we're in now where we're tracking what we're eating and just trying to get into a good balanced place. Long story short, no, I don't think that if you go vegan, you're gonna automatically gain weight. I think that if you're going to eat junk food, if you're gonna eat fried food, if you're gonna eat fast food, if you're gonna eat frozen dinners and that kind of stuff, yes, you're gonna gain weight, but that would be on any diet. So I think that the more you're meal prepping, home cooked food, food that you know all the ingredients, then no, just because you're going vegan and adding more carbs into your diet doesn't necessarily mean you're going to gain weight. I'm personally saying that I did, because when we went on a trip, we kind of just got all out of whack, and it's not like I put on weight the week we were gone, it was that I brought those habits back with me. Now, the next thing I want to say, I don't want anyone that's vegan to get upset at me for saying this, because this is my personal opinion. This is just something that I've personally noticed, but I do find that I can get bloated a lot faster being plant-based than I used to eating animal products. I don't know if it's because some of the snacks that I eat are more processed, or maybe don't agree with my stomach. I'm still working through it. Remember, I've only been vegan for 6 months, but I do find that I get bloated a lot faster. So it's not every single day, it's not all day every day, and when I am bloated, it doesn't last all day. But I will notice sometimes before bed, I'll be like, I'll joke around to Jared and I'll be like, I got a little belly, for example. I'm on my period and I feel a little bloated. That's totally normal. Honestly, it doesn't really bother me too much because I know how to rid bloating from my body. I know that for me, when I'm having lots of water, fruits, and veggies, that's when my body really feels amazing. And also having some raw meals throughout the day. So having a nice salad, that's an example of a raw meal. And of course, some days I'm not drinking as much water as I need to, so I think that also factors in. But I will say, I do know my body pretty well. I've had it for 27 years. And that I do think that I bloat faster since going vegan. The last thing I want to talk about is my booty. It's so funny to say and like talk about this. Like I kind of feel weird talking about this, but like friends and family, when we hang out, they'll be like, butt kind of got big. Now, the past few years, I've had a bubble butt. I work on my butt all the time. I'm always doing butt workouts. I will leave what I do down below. I have all sorts of videos on it, but basically ankle weights are your best friend if you are trying to gain some booty weight. But this is my theory of why I think my butt got bigger when I went vegan. When I was working on my glutes, building muscle there and all of that, I was also always kind of cutting too, because I wanted to grow my glutes, but I didn't want to lose my abs. So I would eat like lean chicken. I would eat it with a salad, and I would just make sure I was low carb. So with that being said, I was making very little booty gains. So yes, on one end, it was getting bigger. It was such small growth just because I was also eating very low carbs. So now I'm still doing those exact same workouts. I'm still drinking my protein shakes, but the big difference is I'm eating more carbs now. So it's like, bam. First I thought it was just my imagination. I was just like, yeah, sometimes you can wear certain pants and you're like, ooh, like you have your butt pants. You're like, these pants make my butt look good. I'm gonna keep these. But then one day I actually ripped jeans and it ripped right in my butt and it fit my waist. It wasn't like, you know, when you're really trying to squeeze in jeans and you're just like, ah! Sometimes you guys will tell me in vlogs like, girl, are you working on your butt again? Like it looks bigger. So I do think that if you are trying to put on muscle and you're working out at the gym, no matter what muscle part we're talking about, it doesn't just have to be the glutes. It could be, you know, your arms, it could be your legs. I do think when you're incorporating more carbs into your diet, especially like me, when you go vegan, it's kind of funny, but carbs are sort of part of your protein as well, like quinoa. So it's like quinoa is a carb, but it's also your protein too. So it's kind of funny, your diet kind of changes a little bit because you're replacing your normal protein sources with kind of a variety of things. It's like you're not just getting your protein from one thing, but in the past it would just be chicken. Now you're getting protein from all sorts of things, from your fruits, from your vegetables, from your grains, you know, and then having things like tofu and tempeh. seitan. Those are other good protein sources for me. You know, my protein pasta, my beans. Protein isn't an issue. I don't want anyone to worry about that. But yeah, I do think that if you are trying to put on muscle, it's so much easier when you are incorporating more carbs and incorporating a vegan diet. So that's really everything I want to talk about. If there wasn't something that I addressed that you want to know about, then just comment down below and I will answer that. This was honestly, guys, one of the best decisions that I ever made in my life. I've never thought for a second like, hey, I kind of want to eat a cheeseburger right now. You know what I mean? Just because there's so many things out there now that are vegan alternatives. Like there's vegan pizza, there's vegan cheeseburgers, there's things like Beyond the Meat. It's one of the best decisions that I truly ever made. I feel like it was just a matter of time, that this was always something I was going to be doing. It's just a matter of time. And you know, even with all the challenges that you face sometimes being vegan, I still feel like it's worth it, and I still feel like I've never felt healthier, I've never felt better. If there's anything else you want to see or another topic that you want me to do a dedicated video on like I did today, then just comment that down below and I'll definitely film that for you. So I love you guys so much. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys next Monday. It's so weird to not say I'll see you guys in a couple days, but yeah, so follow me on Instagram if you want to see daily shenanigans, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.